out to Jake. What a play from Jake Oliver. And that is destroyed! Tie game! 60. That's in play down the third baseline. Peter makes the great play from Peter McNeil.
Justice already took advantage of that. What a play over at third.
He's heading home. Oh, he's out. He's gonna be out. Jordan Rice heads out. Trey Clifton right.
Get out, ball later! And he might have just missed it! Got it wrong from Jordan Rice! And that's a shot! That's a what a play!
Steps on second, goes over the first. He actually did it! That's a rock up!
That's in play down the third baseline. Peter makes the great play from Peter McNeil.
Oh! Philip goes to Parker. Walked off the season.
Cross, get out, ball later! And that ball is out of here! Walk-off home run, Jake Oliver! Going back, Keeper King! Akatona's playhouse makes the grab!
He's running third. He's heading home. Oh, he's out. He's gonna be out.
Switch over to first. I don't know if I like him. Oh, that ball is absolutely tattooed! And what a roll! What a roll from Keaton again!
That will do it. The Nighthawks are 2023 AWA champions.
Flare it up. What a play for Peter McNeil!
What's going on, ballers? We are back. AWA Wiffle Ball 2024. I'm Jack Blahouse, joined by Mark Campanero here today. We have the Central Cyclones and Western Wolfpack in the battle for worst record in the AWA, kicking off week 3. With that, we are going to get into the starting lineups, but first, actually, we're going to interview with Molly Foley, who has rookie and 7th overall pick Salou Fatih. Molly, take it away.
Thanks, Jack, and what's up, ballers? It's Molly Foley here, and I'm joined this evening with Salute from the Cyclones. Salute's one of our AWA official rookies this season, although he did play in one game last season. Walk us through that game, Salute.
My first game, had a great time, had a lot of fun, hit my first home run, got a lot of fun experience, and I'm just back to having some more fun. So thanks for having me, guys.
You know, it's not every player who can say their one and only AWA debut resulted in a home run. Can we expect another dinger this evening?
I hope so. Definitely a much better pitcher, but I definitely hope so, hopefully.
So, as far as the series tonight, the Wolfpack last season only had 3 wins total, but they've already gotten 2 so far, so it seems like they might be a bit tougher competition. How are you feeling about tonight's matchup?
I know one player over there on the other side named Chad Curtis. I know he really ain't with it. He really doesn't got the stuff. He doesn't cut it, and so I'm really not worried tonight.
All right, that sounds so good, Salute. Best of luck out there, and thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
We'll send it back up to Jack and Mark in the booth to get us started tonight.
Thank you, Molly. We appreciate it. Yes, we are here for Western Wolfpack Central Cyclones on this rainy day, Monday here in Washington. So it'll be exciting to get this series underway. And the Western Wolfpack, they won a series last series for them, so that's great news. After starting off the year 0-3, they won their next series. Again, Western Wolfpack only had 2 wins on the year last year in the regular season, so it's great to see that they have already tied their wins from last season just in 2 series here in 2024.
And speaking of the Western Wolfpack, let's get right into the starting lineups for both teams.
Alex Harden, Western Washington University.
Thomas Playhouse, Sherwood Elementary.
Jace Pratt, Jackson High School.
Zach Inouye, University of Washington.
Ian Michael, Edmonds Woodway High School.
Chad Curtis, Balso Hard University.
And like you were saying, Mark, they evened their win total from last year of 2 wins already in 2 seasons in, 2 series in, and a big reason why is the first overall pick, Ian Michael. Unfortunately, the Wolfpack are without Thomas Playhouse and Zach Inouye, so we'll see how they're able to fare against the Central Cyclones. Let's take a look at their lineup.
Evan Clugston, Duke University.
Jackson Carr, Ham.
Zane Phillips, Malley Terrace High School.
Alex Ballard, Kings Elementary.
Jeremy Langstead, Sherwood.
Salou Fati, West Appalachian State, Junior Community College.
Those are your starting lineups here tonight for Western Wolfpack Central Cyclones. And you heard me a little earlier in the broadcast that it's a rainy day here in Washington. No surprise, we're only in May so far. So the nice weather will be coming here in June, July, and August. So we're almost there. But let's give it to Joe Accord, who's got our weather here this evening for us.
Good evening. This is Joe Accord from the AWA Weather Center. And as you can see, as we look out over the marina, pretty stormy evening this evening, with scattered rain showers expected and temperatures in the low 50s, and the winds picking up to about 15 miles per hour. And looking at radar, storms are moving from southwest to northeast and staying persistent throughout this evening. As I said earlier, rain totals are expected to be pretty light, so that's good. Everybody have a wonderful evening and stay dry.
Big thank you there to Joe for tonight's weather report. And we're going to be getting into game number 1 here very shortly. Alex Harden will be on the mound for the Western Wolfpack.
Is it Zane first?
And Evan Clugston will be leading it off for the Central Cyclones.
Thank you. Hi, Mark. Hi, Mark. How's it going? Good. Good deal.
Alex Harden will be on the mound here in game number 1. Had a bit of a rough go last year, but this year he's come off very strong, a 2.81 ERA, 15 hits, 11 walks to 12 strikeouts. He is the perennial strikeout leader in AWA. He has 371 total strikeouts in his 5-year AWA career. Pretty impressive, not too shabby.
Absolutely, and Alex is also one of those guys that's not talked about enough, but he has one of the highest WARs in the league. I mean, he is truly so important to this Western Wolfpack team and how well they perform. And without him, this team would be significantly worse than they already were just a season ago. They struggled last year, but Alex Harden, he did have a great season last year. He was one of the leaders in home runs just a season ago, and this season as well. He is going to most likely be destined to be up there in the top 5 for home runs as well when it's all said and done at the end of this year. First pitch to Evan Clugston is low for ball 1, 1-0. That hit the zone for a strike, a ball and a strike here to Evan Clugston. Inside ball 2.
And we'll see how this Wolfpack team fares without Zach and Thomas. Kind of the biggest wild cards is Ian Michael, just because, you know, we've only seen him in one series, and of course Jace Pratt, who's had his highs and lows. He had that grand slam last week. So more of that. It was our preseason pick for most improved. He really turned it on early in the year, but he's got all the stuff needed to be a superstar in this league.
Yeah, and the Western Wolfpack without Thomas Blayhouse and Zach Inouye, I think it's definitely going to be something that they really feel tonight. It's gonna impact them. I mean, Zach Inouye has been that guy that's normally the leadoff hitter for this Western Wolfpack squad. He has a high on base percentage and continues to get on base all the time, giving opportunities for this Wolfpack team to score early in the game. And without him, that's definitely going to hurt. And then, of course, Thomas Blayhouse, he's the leader all-time in home runs in the AWA. Whenever you don't have that bat in your lineup, it definitely hurts. So the Western Wolfpack, not having those 2 key players in their lineup tonight, we'll see how they do. But that definitely hurts and definitely stings to not have them in the lineup. Goes around there, strike 3. Alex Ballard strikes out for out number 1, 1 away. And now up to the plate is Zane Phillips with a runner on.
Zane Phillips quietly having a very productive 2 series to begin the year. He's hitting .429, 7 RBIs, and 2 home runs. Only 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, one of the craziest things I've seen so far this year from Zane Phillips is he just hasn't pitched very much. He's pitched in 1 game so far this season. And last year in his rookie year, he did pitch incredibly well. And so I'm just really surprised this year that the Cyclones just haven't decided to pitch him as much this year. They've been rolling with Alex Ballard, who has been pitching well in Zane Phillips' place. But, you know, would love to see Zane back out there on the mound. That's outside. So 2-2 is the count now to Zane Phillips. And that one's fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes remains the count. Low and outside. Full count now to Zane Phillips. That's high, and Phillips will walk. So runners on first and second now for the Central Cyclones. And up steps Salou Fatty. This is his first game so far in the 2024 season. He's missed the last couple of series for the Cyclones, but the Cyclones definitely happy to have their draft pick here tonight.
He played a few games last year in the 2023 season. He's got a career 200 average in those 2 games he played. Got on base, almost hit a home run, but unfortunately was robbed.
First pitch to Salou is a low for ball 1, 1-0. That is ripped high out to left field. Ian Michael is underneath it and makes the grab for out number 2. So 2 away now on the top of the first.
Always nice having a solid fielder out there. Not an easy play, but a play you got to make if you want to win a game.
First pitch here to Jeremy Langstead is in there for strike 1. And the second pitch is in there as well. So Jeremy Langstead looking at an 0-2 count. Curveball slips out of Harden's hand, way outside for ball 1. And that curveball didn't break the way he had wanted it to, so count is now 2-2.
We're getting pelted back here today.
Fouled back into the booth. Big swing and a miss on the high fastball. Jeremy Langstead strikes out for out number 3. No runs score here in the top of the first for the Cyclones. Score is 0-0 as we head to the bottom of the first.
Evan Clugston will step on the mound. He pitched already last Wednesday, a rare back-to-back game situation here. Got roughed up a bit in the first game, but battled back very well in the second game. Still has an ERA at 6.19 in the early season, but get ready for that to go down pretty quick. He pitched the first ever perfect game in AWA history against this Western Wolfpack team only a year ago.
Yeah, and that was just a weird start for Evan Clugston. I mean, it was his first start of the 2024 season. He gave up 6 runs in that first inning last series against the Southern Stingers. So hopefully he'll be able to just lock in early here against this Wolfpack squad. 1-1 here to Alex Harden.
Alex Harden hitting .250 on the early year, but he does have 2 home runs. Good enough for 4th in the young season.
That slider connected, so a ball and 2 strikes down Harden. Does well to foul off the drop. 1-2 the count.
Good defense right there from Alex. Looked like that was going to be a strike.
Swing and a miss. He goes around. That riser didn't rise as much as Evan Clugston wanted. Doesn't matter, though. Gets Harden to chase for out number 1. 1 away now on the bottom of the first.
Ian Michael steps in, and in one series already leads the league in average. We'll see if he can keep it up, facing arguably the best pitcher in the AWA.
Yeah, and we mentioned Evan Clugston's first start of the 2024 season against the Southern Stingers last week, and he really struggled in that start. But so far here in this game number 1 against the Wolfpack, looking very good. Start this game as he starts Ian Michael off with strike 1. Slider is in there for strike 2, so 0-2 now to Ian Michael. Slider hit him on the back, a ball and 2 strikes. Ian Michael, as you mentioned, Jack, leader in average so far in the league this year.
A 545 averages, that's a foul ball right there. This is going to be a big test, because no one can really hit Evan Clugston that well in the league.
One ball and 2 strikes, nobody on, 1 away. Pitch from Evan Clugston. Swing and a miss, and he gets Ian Michael to chase on the drop. That's Evan Clugston's 2nd strikeout so far of the ball game, 2 away here in the bottom of the first.
And that's the Evan Clugston we're used to. Very low whip. And it's arguably whip is the most important stat we have. You know, you can get away with some errors in the field for ERA, and your ERA will come away unscathed, but whip, anything below 2 is ridiculous in the AWA.
First pitch here to Jace Pratt is high for ball 1. And that slider way outside, ball 2. 2-0 here to Pratt. Sliders inside, 3-0.
Jace Pratt only hitting 1-1-1 so far in the early season, but he has the most clutch hit in the Wolfpack's early season. Oh, gee.
That hits the top part of the zone, just almost skipped into the booth there for strike 1. 3-1 now the count. And that's high for ball 4. So Jace Pratt works a walk.
Looks like they won't be throwing a perfect game against the Wolfpack here this year so far.
Yeah, and something that I'm really noticing from Evan Clugston early in this ball game is his command so far early has been so good. I mean, that he did walk Jace Pratt right there, but everything was very close to the zone, and he just looks so much more confident here tonight in this start against the Wolfpack. Against the Stingers last week, he felt really shaky, just didn't seem like the Evan Clugston that we know, the Cy Young Award winner Evan Clugston. But here tonight, he's definitely got it, and this Wolfpack team is going to be in for it, trying to face the best pitcher in the AWA.
A lot of times with these good pitchers, if you're a batter, you can kind of see it early on with these Wolfpack batters, is you don't really want to swing because you just don't know where this pitch is going.
1-2 here to Chad Curtis. Riser gets him to go around for strike 3, so Evan Clugston strikes out Chad Curtis to end the inning. No run score for the Wolfpack in the bottom of the first. We remain tied 0-0 as we go to the top of the second. So Evan Clugston starts it off for the Cyclones here in the top of the second inning. Looks at a ball from Alex Harden. And there's ball two. It's 2-0 to Evan Clugston. Clugston walked in his first plate appearance of the ball game. 3-0 now the count. Just high, so 4-pitch walk to Evan Clugston. He gets on for the Cyclones here in the top of the second. Still looking for the game's first run.
Alex Ballard steps in, had a very hot first series, jumped to 4 home runs. Didn't hit any last week, but he's still tied for second. 4 home runs, 10 RBIs.
Yeah, that first series of the year for the Cyclones, Alex Ballard just went absolutely crazy with those 4 home runs, 3 of them coming in 1 inning. I mean, it was absolutely unbelievable to watch Alex Ballard in that series. And that was a series they didn't have Evan Clugston. As that's popped up into the air, Ian Michael underneath it, he makes the grab for out number 1. But yeah, I mean, Alex Ballard, I mean, they didn't have Evan Clugston in that first series, and Alex Ballard just pretty much said, hey, it's really up to me right now offensively to carry this team without Evan here. We don't have his pitching, so we're going to need to score some runs, and that's exactly what he did for that Cyclones team. Had those 4 bombs, and that was huge for them. But since that series, he's really cooled off, and maybe he'll get hot again here in this series, but still waiting for some more hits out of him.
Tough to face the Stingers pitching lineup with Jordan Rice and Peter McNeil.
That's ripped foul down the third base side. Strike 1 here to Zane Phillips.
These Cyclones pitchers or hitters are being very tentative on which pitches to swing at.
Ground ball over to Ian Michael at third. He does not have a play at first. Nobody's over at first for the Western Wolfpack, and that's just a mental error on the Wolfpack. You got to have somebody over at first. That's a play that could have been made by Ian Michael, and that's just going to be an easy infield single for Zane Phillips.
Don't know what Jace was really thinking there. He went over to second when Chad, the second baseman, was already there. So a little bit of I mean, we know how this Wolfpack team operates. Sometimes they can get a little confused fielding-wise.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Jace Pratt is over there playing first, and his first move was to try to go to second to get the out at 2, but that didn't make sense to me. You got to have somebody over there at first. So, anyways, moving on. 1-1 is the count to Salou Fatty, and that's hits him for ball 2. It's 2-1 the count. Swing and a miss on the curveball.
I know he didn't love his first pop-up, but getting any balls in play is a win.
Big swing and a miss there on the high riser from Alex Harden. Strike 3, and that'll be the second out here in the top of the second. So Alex Harden just continues to add to that career strikeout total in the AWA.
He definitely is the only pitcher within striking distance of 400 Ks. 374 now.
Unbelievable. He does have one year more than a lot of players do in the league, but regardless, I mean, that is impressive to have that many career strikeouts.
And even so, it's just pitching in the early years were much harder to do than they are now. Speed limit was much lower. So getting that many strikeouts in the early years in the AWA is something that's just wasn't done by everyone.
And that is low and in the dirt for ball 2. It's 2-2 here to Jeremy Langstead. And one of the interesting things about Alex Harden being the strikeout leader is that's a ground ball over to Ian Michael at third, and he pegs Evan Clugston for out number 3. No run score for the Cyclones here in the top of the second inning. We remain tied 0-0 as we go to the bottom of the second.
Brutal.
Alex Harden up at the dish. for the Wolfpack looks at a nasty drop. Strike one from Evan Cluxton. Ground ball right past Evan Cluxton on the mound. He's able to pick it up and throw to first to get the out on Harden. So one away here in the bottom of the second.
That was almost in no man's land, but Evan did well in the wet fielding conditions to get that ball and throw it over to Salou. Going back to Evan, his first pitch strike with that drop has been almost automatic. He's been doing it every time, except for that.
Yeah, and I thought that ground ball was going to get past him out there, but able to field it cleanly, get the out.
Say normally with drier conditions, that would have had a little more speed.
2-0 to Ian Michael. Riser outside. 3 balls, no strikes.
And we saw last week 2 no-hitters being thrown. There was a winner and a loser there, so we might see one of those here today if both these pitchers are locked in.
Ian Michael draws the walk, gets on for the Wolfpack. And now Jace Pratt is going to have an opportunity, still looking for the game's first run. See if Pratt can provide some offense here for this Wolfpack squad and give them an early lead. Inside for a ball, 1-0. Ground ball right back to Evan Cluxton on the mound. He throws over to Salou at first, and they get the out on Jace Pratt. So 2 away now in the inning.
And Ian Michael thought about going to third. There was no one over there covering. But with kind of a lack of traction right now with this slippery surface, probably a smart move to hold it too.
Chad Curtis up, and that looked like a knuckleball there from Evan Cluxton. That was a nasty pitch. 0-1. And that drop is high for a ball and a strike.
Chad Curtis having his best start to a year yet. He's hitting .357 in the early 2024 season.
Riser gets Curtis to chase. Count is now 2-2. Outside.
It's
full
a great
count
take right there.
Full count to Chad Curtis. Runner on second. Wolfpack trying to take the lead. And now Riser connects for strike 3. Evan Cluxton strikes out Chad Curtis to end the inning. No run score for the Wolfpack in the bottom of the second. We go to the final inning. Still tied 0-0. First pitch here to Evan Cluxton is outside for a ball, 1-0. And as I was mentioning a couple of innings, or just an inning ago, about Alex Harden, I mean, he leads the league in strikeouts. And one of the interesting things about Harden leading the league in strikeouts is he really only has the one pitch, and it's that fastball. And he does have the curveball. He doesn't connect with it as much as he would like, but the reason he's so good with that one fastball is that he does such a good job of changing speeds against these hitters. And so he'll hit a lot of his fastballs at the top part of the zone, like just right there, it was 61 miles an hour, but he hits a lot of fastballs at 60, but he'll also throw you fastball for like 51, 50, 53 in there, and it'll really
Evan.
Catch you off guard. So Alex Harden, very effective at changing speeds.
Let's see, there's 2 types of efficient pitching in this league. It's the guys who have the pure strikeout pitches, and then there's guys like Alex Harden, Dominic DeMuro, who are just speed merchants. They know how to kind of get your timing off, and both are very good ways to pitch, I'd say, in the AWA.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Alex Ballard is going to step in here, so the Cyclones, they do get a runner on early in the top of the third as Ballard goes around. And it's been a pitcher's duel so far here in this game number 1 between Evan Cluxton and Alex Harden. Spikes into the dirt for a ball, so 2-1 count to Ballard. Hits the bottom part of the zone. Great pitch there from Harden, 2-2. Inside, full count now to Ballard. Just high there, so back-to-back walks by Alex Harden in the top of the third, and the Cyclones now with runners on first and second for Zane Phillips. Phillips 1 for 1 on the day with a walk and a single.
Healthy hack right there.
Ball and a strike is the count.
Alex Harden already up to 60 pitches, 33 balls, 27 strikes. But he's done well to kind of limit the damage.
And just how well both pitchers have been pitching tonight, Alex Harden and Evan Cluxton, you got to figure that the team who scores first is likely just going to win this ball game. Swing and a miss there from Zane Phillips. A ball and 2 strikes, now the count. Big swing and a miss there for strike 3. Alex Harden sits down Zane Phillips for out number 1. That's a big strikeout there for Harden as the Cyclones had something cooking there for a moment with runners on first and second, no outs.
Big spot here for the rookie, Salou Fatty. Mic'd up today.
Big swing and a miss there, so it's a ball and a strike to Salou Fatty.
Ooh.
First game of 2024 for Fatty, and you know it can take a few games to get back into it when you're hitting.
Yeah.
So he did have a good piece in his first at bat. He hit it high and deep out to left, stayed in the park, but made some good contact.
Full count here. We'll see if he's looking to swing.
Big swing and a miss, and Alex Harden, after walking the first 2 batters of the inning, comes right back and strikes out 2 in a row. So it's now 2 outs in the top of the third. Jeremy Lankstead will step up to the dish.
And Jeremy already 0 for 2 in this game with a K and a fielder's choice.
Come on, man.
He did have a home run last week, though. Credit where credit is due. He was hoping for a rain out today, the pre-game interviews, but unfortunately we don't have any rainouts in wiffle ball.
Doesn't surprise me that he was hoping for the rain out. But, you know, regardless of whatever you say about Jeremy Lankstead, he truly has been, career-wise, just one of the better hitters in this league. Always been a consistent hitter for the Cyclone squad.
Career .353 average, 25 career home runs, 87 strikeouts to 69 walks.
1-2 the count to Lankstead. Curveball misses, spikes into the dirt. 2-2 count to Lankstead. Swing and a miss, and what a job from Alex Harden. After walking the first 2 batters of the inning, he comes right back and strikes out 3 in a row. No run score here in the top of the third. We're still tied 0-0 as we go to the bottom of the third of game 1.
It's me, right? Backfly right here. Yeah, brilliant. Is Mitch Garver getting hot right now? Yo, low key, I think he's got a couple knocks. He just hit a sack fly. Is it still 1-1? Okay.
Alex Harden steps in, looking to propel the Wolfpack to a Game 1 victory.
Looks at a first pitch ball, so 1-0.
Oof.
Swing and a miss on the riser, a ball and a strike to Harden.
And those risers have been hitting here today for both pitchers.
A lot of the guys tonight are chasing on those high risers, and so if I were Alex and Evan, I'd just continue to throw that. 1 and 2. Popped up into the air. Salute Fatty underneath it makes the grab for out number 1. 1 away.
Nice job right there from the rookie. Looked like for a second it might get away from him, but tall guy, about 6'2", 6'3", able to reach up and grab that.
Definitely made it look a little harder than what it was, but hey, it's still an out nonetheless. Ian Michael will step in.
Takes off the jacket. We'll see if that helps a little bit.
Yeah, it might have been restricting him a little bit. Swing and a miss on the drop.
And that inside drop, cutter, whatever you want to call it, on righties has been devastating for Evan Cluxton here today. So tough to lay off a pitch that last second just kind of comes up on your hands.
I can attest to it. It is a very difficult pitch to hit. So right there, that slider hits the bottom part of the zone, 1 and 2. And there it is. The inside drop gets Michael to go around to strike out. So 2 away in the inning. And I'm telling you, that when you, as a righty, when you see that pitch, you think it's going to go back in and hit the zone, but every time it just drops right off and gets you to go around. And it's difficult because the whole time you're looking at it, you think it's a strike, you think it's a strike, and then right when you're going to go hit it, it just drops off the face of the earth.
Jace Pratt will step in, the clutchest hitter in Wolfpack history up to this point.
1-0. That's quite the accusation. Wow. Clutchest hitter? Okay. Okay, Jace.
We'll see if he cements it right here.
Wow. He has had some very clutch hits. I mean, in the playoffs last year, in the playoff series, I think he had 3 home runs in that series, if I'm not mistaken.
Thomas's 33 home run year is a little farther behind us now.
I feel like Thomas is. I think Thomas is going to say something if he heard that about the most clutch.
Well,
most clutch hitter.
Hopefully he picks up his playing, because until those 2 home runs last week, Thomas Bleaus has had a drastic drop off. Hearing a woodpecker out there.
Chad Curtis goes around for strike 1. Wow, woodpecker out here too? I mean, last series we had a bunch of ducklings running across the yard. That was interesting.
I don't know what's going on over here.
Now we got a woodpecker. There's all sorts of critters running around the yard out here. 2-1 into Chad Curtis. Swing and a miss there. Strike 2, 2-2 in the Wolfpack. They got the winning run on at first in Jace Pratt. Just got to get him in now.
Ooh, that knuckle, my goodness. Just threw his bat at that.
2-2 here to Curtis. Half swing, ground ball. It is fair, and Evan Cluxton tags out Chad Curtis for out number 3. We're going to free wiffle ball. We're going to the top of the 4th, extra innings here in game number 1. 0-0 is the score. Ball 1 here to Evan Cluxton, 1-0. And we've just been at a 0-0 tie all game long. Alex Hard and Evan Cluxton are just pitching phenomenally here in game number 1. Been an absolute pitcher's duel.
Alex Harden's already lowered his ERA to 2.2.
Ground ball over to Ian Michael at third. He throws over to first, and the throw just doesn't get there in time, so Evan Cluxton will reach to lead it off here in the top of the 4th.
And with this wet surface, that ball kind of held up in the grass a little bit longer than it normally does. It didn't have enough time for Ian to get it and throw it over. Usually on these wet days, we have the shortstop / third baseman playing all the way up on the line just in case if those ground balls come up.
Yeah, there's nothing more difficult for a third baseman than a slow rolling ground ball over there on the third base side. Difficult play to make.
Sometimes your eyes will just light up if you think you got a chance, then all of a sudden you're looking over to throw it and you don't even have the ball in your hand. It's happened to me quite a few times.
Happened to me too many times as well. I can attest to that. Fouled off. 2-2, the count to Alex Ballard, and what a time it would be to get his 5th home run right now. Full count. Low and in the dirt, ball 4. So runners on first and second for the Cyclones. And this is a similar start that Alex Harden had just last inning, but he was able to come back and strike out the next 3 batters he faced. We'll see if he can maybe do that again here. Zane Phillips to the plate.
The good thing for the Wolfpack is they are the home team, so they will get another at-bat regardless what happens in this inning. But facing Evan Clugston is no easy task. So every scoreless inning kind of just keeps giving you a little hope that you might be able to string a couple runs on Evan in the bottom.
Yeah, and as the Cyclones, you know, you don't want to squander this opportunity. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Here in extras, you just got to get Evan Clugston at least 1 run. I mean, I'd feel confident if I was on the Cyclones to give Evan Clugston just a one run to work with.
The Felix Hernandez treatment. I mean, Alex Harden as well. It goes both ways.
3-1 here to Zane Phillips. And that's low and in the dirt, so Alex Harden walks the bases loaded here in extras.
Big spot for the rookie Salou. He's 0 for 3 so far in his 2024 debut after taking off the first 2 series, but that frame, he's got a lot of pop in his bat.
Strike on the inside part of the zone, 0-1. Ball 1 here, just threw Fatty, so a ball and a strike to count. That's low and outside, 2-1, and the command issues starting to happen here for Alex Harden. He's walked the bases loaded, now looking at a 2-1 count to Salou Fatty. Alex Harden is going to really need to lock in here. You don't want to have to give up any runs. He's pitched so well up to this point.
Yeah, and kind of the story of the Wolfpack, I mean, even going back to last year, they were in a lot of close games early on in the season, and then just these nail-biting games that they happened to end up losing in the past.
And that's outside for ball 3, so 3-1 now to Salou Fatty. Hits the zone, and Alex Harden really needed that. So a full count.
Don't think Salou had the green light right there.
Just high, just barely misses the zone, so Salou Fatty will walk, and that brings in the game's first run. So the Cyclones take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the 4th inning. Comes via the bases loaded walk. So unfortunate there for Alex Harden. He's walked all 4 batters that he's faced so far in this inning.
You know, you got to be annoyed if you're Alex. You're like, hey, guys, I gave you 3 good innings, scoreless. Wiffle ball, you couldn't give me a single run. Well, the wheels are starting to fall off here in extras.
And we mentioned it. I mean, not having Zach Inouye and Thomas Playhouse, you knew it was going to be problems. I mean, Zach Inouye does such a great job getting on base, and Thomas Playhouse really provides that power that you need in this lineup. And without them tonight, it's just going to be a tough night, I believe, here for the Wolfpack. Alex Harden has been really the one who's kept them in this ball game. He's pitched so well, but now having a lot of command issues here in extras as he walks in another run. He's walked all 5 batters that he's faced so far in this inning.
And Jace Pratt probably would be the number 2 game starter today. Ian had to go at it last week. Didn't end up going very well, 27 ERA.
Evan Clugston is going to step in. And yeah, Alex Harden at this point, he's just trying to get at least one out. Trying to stop the bleeding. That is ripped out to right. It's got a chance. It hits off the top part of the fence. It does not go over. And so Evan Clugston just centimeters away from a home run. I mean, that really could have gone either way. It could have gone over the fence or it could have came back in. And, of course, it comes back in for a single.
He's
so
just
an RBI
over there
single.
just staring at the wall out there.
How does that even happen? RBI single for Evan Clugston. So it's now 3-0 Cyclones.
Maybe that'll give Alex Hart a little bit of jolt of hope here. Starts off Alex Ballard with 2 straight strikes.
Swing and a miss from Ballard. Great curveball there from Alex Harden. And there's now 1 away here in the top of the 4th inning. That's got to be a sigh of relief for Alex. He needed that out.
Alex Harden has already thrown 104 pitches just in game 1.
That's fouled back.
He's known for his high pitch count outings. He set the record in a 8-inning extra innings game last year. 270 pitches against you, Pilots.
That was against us.
So I guess if there's one good thing, he does have the arm endurance. He's been here before. So that's full count now.
Full count to Zane Phillips. A pitch from Harden. Just inside, and Phillips holds off, so that walks in another run so far in the inning. 4-0 Cyclones, and Harden, he's walked every batter he's faced aside from Evan Clugston, who was able to rip that RBI single off of him, nearly missing a grand slam.
He does have that strikeout, though, so we'll give him some credit.
He does have the strikeout. Yeah, he does have the strikeout.
It's always tough kind of looking at Salu's stance here. Foot on the first pitch was on the line. It's tough to get it in there.
Outside 1-1. Low and in the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike to Salu Fatty. And that's popped up into the air. Jace Pratt underneath it makes the grab, and he'll run the ball in. Make sure Jeremy Langston goes back to third.
I'm not totally sure what Jeremy was doing there. He didn't, right when the ball was hit, he kind of came off his back, so I don't think he ever intended to tag up. Maybe he wanted to leave the bases loaded for himself right here.
First pitch is high to Jeremy Langstead, 1-0. Side again, 2 balls, no strikes.
This Wolf team is a little quiet out there right now. But yeah, going back to last year, they were in a lot of close games early on where they had a chance to win almost every game. And then that mindset of just, so close, and then they lose that game kind of gets them into a bad mindset. And then the rest of the year, they went 2 and they went 2 and whatever it was. So hopefully they don't fall into that kind of mindset here early in 2024.
Yeah, and it's difficult as well because, Alex Harden had pitched such a good game coming into extras, and I know he's had some command issues so far here in this inning, but I mean, just as a Wolfpack fan, you just got to say, hey, shoot, I wish we could have got at least 1 run.
Yeah.
Alex is just pitching his heart out up there, and it's unfortunate to see it kind of come to an end here in extras. They'll have an opportunity again. I mean, they are the home team, so they'll get to bat here in the bottom of the 4th, but Cyclones now lead at 5-0. I mean, with Evan Clugston on the mound and how he's been pitching, it just seems like this might be a really tall mountain to climb, down 5.
Evan right there looked back at us and says, I want a grand slam. Missed it by an inch in his last at-bat. Our ump is here. Jason Morehouse sitting over by first base talking to Jeremy.
Oh, when did he get here?
About 3 seconds ago.
Morehouse?
Next
3-1.
Whoa.
That was, I don't even know what that was.
There he is talking to the player he threw out in last week's game, Jeremy Langstead.
And that's low. That'll walk in another run. So 6-0 Cyclones now in the top of the 4th.
There's no inning cap in extras, of course, just like the 3rd inning. No inning cap. Usually it's a 6-run cap, first 2 innings. He's just 1 out away. Big RBI spot here for Alex Ballard. Still has 10 on here.
Wolfpack just trying to get that final out. I was so ready for that.
Yeah. That was catchable.
Ballard goes around. So 0-2 now the count. Harden hits the zone for strike 3. Alex Ballard strikes out, and that'll end the top of the 4th. But the Cyclones, they score 6 runs here in the top of the 4th. They lead at 6-0. Go to bottom 4.
Jack, how many do we need here? 6. You kidding. 6 to tie, 7 to win.
And Alex Harden will lead it off. Wolfpack needs 6 to tie, 7 to walk it off. Tall task, but it can be done, and it has been done.
I think if you're the Wolfpack, you just gotta hope and just pray that Evan Cluxton has a similar inning that he did in the first inning of his first start of the year. That's outside. 1-1 here to Harden.
Evan Cluxton has already lowered his ERA to 3.96. Those balls are coming in hot.
3-1 to Harden.
Here we go.
Inside ball 4. Great job from Alex Harden. He gets on, and that is exactly what the Wolfpack need. They just need base runners.
It looked like after that first pitch, Alex Harden was in take mode the whole way through. Worked out for him. Gets on with a walk. Wolfpack still looking for their first hit of the game.
Ian Michael to the plate. That was ripped. Foul. Strike 1.
Hopefully we find that ball. He's definitely got Ian Michael in swing mode. Oh, jeez, yeah. We're seeing right now there's about 5 wiffle balls stuck on the roof on the house, so we might have to go up there pretty soon.
It's behind Ian Michael for ball 1, 1-2. Wolfpack need base runners. Hits him, 2-2 the count. Runner on first, nobody out. Wolfpack down 6. That is
just losing balls left and right.
Ian Michael might have to run around the house and go find those balls after this.
I'm seeing there's 2 balls on top of this roof right here. Fan roof.
Great job to hold off there. Full count. Oh, and Ian Michael goes around for strike 3. And I was going to say if he was going to win, regardless, still a good at-bat for Ian Michael. He made Evan Cluxton throw a lot of pitches there. Almost won the battle.
Evan Cluxton currently at 64 total strikes, 30 balls, 34 strikes.
Jace Pratt to the plate. Knuckleball outside, ball 1.
That knuckle in the rain is one of the filthiest movers we've ever seen.
And that's way outside for ball 2. 2-0 here to Pratt. Does go around, says Jason Morehouse, our umpire.
I thought he went
2-1.
but didn't want the blame on me.
Outside. 3 balls, 1 strike to the most clutch hitter in the Wolfpack history, according to Jack Blehouse.
What'd you say?
I said to the most clutch hitter in Wolfpack history.
Yeah. Self-proclaimed recent most clutch hitter.
Yeah, recent. Okay, all right.
It's 3-1.
What one was the strike? No, you went around on that one.
Yeah.
3-1?
Yeah.
3-1 to Pratt. Hits the zone.
Packers shocked us on ball 4. It's like, hey, well, Ump said he went around, so.
Full count. Hits him for ball 4, so Pratt does well to work a walk. And the Wolfpack now with runners on first and second. Chad Curtis will step in.
Chad Curtis, 2024, average about 312. Still looking for the first home run of 2024. But 0 for 3 in today's game.
1-0. Curtis goes around on the high fastball, and that's tough. Does well to hold off.
I think for any person just kind of spectating that doesn't have a fan in the game, every team's kind of rooting for the Wolfpack to kind of get back to their, let's say, winning ways, but more so their 500 ways.
And, you know, we're neutral up here in the booth, but it's hard not to root for a team that has lost so many games in the last couple of years.
Hey, but they might be having something clicking right here. Bases loaded now for team captain Alex Harden.
Definitely have something brewing. Bases loaded, just 1 away in the bottom of the 4th. Wolfpack down 6. Alex Harden stepping up to the plate.
It's starting to come down now, this rain. Wasn't supposed to rain in the forecast. That's just how it goes here in Edmonds, Washington.
I'm just happy we're up in the booth.
Yeah, geez. Not fun to play in this weather.
You know what's crazy, too, is I've heard that on Thursday this week it's supposed to be 75 and sunny.
Heck yeah.
That's just how it works. Just in time for the weekend, right? 2-0.
This rain might be affecting Evans' pitching.
Outside, 3 balls, no strikes now to Harden. And Harden with the 4-pitch walk, so that walks in the first run for the Wolfpack. It's now 6-1 Cyclones here in the bottom of the 4th. Ian Michael stepping up to the plate, and something is brewing here for this Wolfpack squad. Evan Clugston definitely been having some command issues here in the bottom of the 4th. We'll see if the Wolfpack can continue to capitalize. Ball 1 to Ian Michael.
And this Wolfpack team's really kept the bat on their back, and that's kind of helped them right here in the 4th inning.
And as a Wolfpack player, that's exactly what you need to do. All you need is base runners. You don't need somebody to step up there and try to be a hero. You need base runners. So now 2-0 is the count to Ian Michael. And the rain is just falling right now, and that really might be affecting both Alex Harden and Evan Clugston, who pitched so very well in the first 3 innings. But with these balls just continuing to get wet from this rain, I believe it's going to be a lot more difficult for Clugston and Harden to really hold on and grip that ball.
Yeah.
And we've been seeing that here in extras. Command issues from both pitchers. As that walks in another run, so it's 6-2. As Pratt fouls the first pitch off for strike 1.
And Evan Clugston, he figured it out the last two years, obviously, with the back-to-back Cy Youngs, but early on in his career was the final inning, which was his tough spot. He rage quit a couple times. Just kind of walked off the field, but we think those days are behind him.
He had a Trevor Bauer impersonation and threw a ball out and way out of the field into center.
The difference right there, you know, late in the game, those Wolfpack batters were swinging at that riser early on, but not late in the 4th.
3-1, the count to Jace Pratt. Outside ball 4, so that walks in now the 3rd run for the Wolfpack here in the bottom of the 4th. It's now 6-3 Cyclones, and this is where it gets interesting as Chad Curtis is going to step up, and he represents now the winning run for this Western Wolfpack squad.
Only one out here in the bottom of the 4th.
First pitch here to Chad Curtis. Hits the top part of the zone for strike 1. Just high there for ball 1. 1-1 to Curtis. Big swing and a miss on the slider. 1-2. Drop misses. Count is even now to Curtis. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Slider hits the zone, and that freezes Chad Curtis for out number 2. 2 away, and an important strikeout there for Evan Cluxton and the Cyclones. But this game is not over yet. Alex Harden is going to step up to the plate. Bases loaded. Harden represents the winning run. And wow, it would be something if Alex Harden could come back and...
What are you guys playing? Just crowd noise?
I'm not. It's Shane up in
be something if Alex Harden could come back here and, after a tough top of the 4th, propel his team to a victory. That'd be the grand slam of the season, that's for sure. 1-0.
That knuckle had some serious movement, just missed. And Evan Cluxton's not missing by much, maybe an inch or 2 inches on most of these pitches.
Misses, so 3-0 now to Harden, and you know he's got the green light on 3-0, the pitch. That's popped up in the air, and that should do it. Zane Phillips makes the grab in the Central Cyclones. They hold on, and they win 6-3 here in extras in game number 1. And we will be getting game 2 started here shortly. That was a long game number 1, but the Cyclones, they come out to a win. They lead the series now 1-0. Win game 1, final score 6-3. We'll be back momentarily for game 2.
It's raining. Fun. Swap Ian and me. Ian's pitching. Yeah. And then well, yeah, you had that umbrella over you. Did you have that umbrella over you? Or you had a bigger one? I don't know if I ever had an umbrella over. Maybe a few times. Oh, you did. We have a mound meeting? I was having second thoughts of honestly coming because it's the hockey playoffs right now and the Bruins are playing.
Hockey, baseball.
Soccer.
Golf. Soccer.
Baseball.
Hockey.
Football.
LeBron for sure.
Michael Jordan.
MJ.
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 Oh, MJ. Kobe.
MJ.
Give it to, you'll do game 3. Give it to,
Alex. Where's Alex? Oh, Mike. But which part? I think it's already over there. Alex. Jeff, where's your mic up?
oh, you need to Alright, Cyclones in the field. Salute. Salute. I mean, you probably have 5 you got Mike to Alex Harden. I did. I was already on it, don't worry. Oh, you did? Yeah. Alright, Cyclones, get out there, boys.
And we are getting ready to start game number 2 after that marathon of a game 1. I mean, it's not 7 o'clock yet, so we're not in world record pace just yet, but definitely a.
I feel like that only happens when the pilots play.
No, actually, the #1 team for time is Mojo.
Is it? Okay, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mojo, then Enforcers,
Wow.
and then Pilots.
Okay, okay.
Usually the Cyclones are pretty quick, obviously, with Evan Cluxton pitching out there.
So
Stingers.
what do you think is the reason for the Mojo and the Enforcers being so high up there?
Good offense and shaky pitching.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know.
That seems surprising because Dominic DeMuro was so good last year, and then Josh Gradwell is normally very good.
Might just be that both those teams just match up, so evenly with whoever they play. So they kind of just play to their opponent's level, and that usually leads to some extra games.
Okay.
But I don't know. I wouldn't. Just some ideas.
Interesting.
But Alex Harden will lead it off. We're looking for the first baseman, Salou. I don't know where he went.
Yeah, we're trying to get everybody out there on the field, and there he is. There he is.
Don't know what he was doing in the dugout.
He was just trying to get dry,
And Alex Harden will lead it off.
Been raining.
It's kind of me trying to tell Alex to get out there. I don't see him. There he is.
Alex, we lost. Alex, we lost. Yeah, that's all. Bummer. How many hits do we have? Like one? Over under 3. The Twins have won like 13 of the last 14 games. Well, they're dogs. They still have the same record as us.
And here we go. Alex Harden wearing the mic here will lead it off for the Wolfpack after that marathon game. And unfortunately, your reward for that long-ass game is facing Evan Cluxton once again.
Ground ball to Evan Cluxton, throws on over to Salou. Fatty at first gets the out on Alex Harden, so one away here in the top of the first.
See if Ian Michael can kind of figure out Evan Cluxton here. I know he's had about 4 at-bats already against him. Has been making some good contact.
I think one of my favorite things about Evan Cluxton pitching is that we continuously have players come up to us in the booth in between games, and they look at me and they go, man, Evan Cluxton is just so nasty. So I'm like, I know, it's brutal. It's brutal. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count to Ian Michael.
And the only thing you can do as a hitter, if he moves his arm slot up high, it's either can be the slider or that drop. So he does go there.
Goes around. 2-2 is the count.
This is a big game for the Wolfpack if somehow they can take down Evan Cluxton.
Yeah, they'd have an opportunity to win this series still. Full count. Hits the zone, strike 3, freezes Ian Michael for out number 2, 2 away in the top of the first. Jace Pratt will step in now for the Wolfpack.
Jace Pratt not helping me out much on the most clutch hitter in Wolfpack history that last game, but
Popped up into the air. Zane Phillips makes the grab for out number 3. No run score for the Wolfpack here in the top of the first. We remain tied 0-0 as we go to the bottom of the first inning here in game 2.
And Ian Michael will pitch for the Wolfpack. And this is kind of an interesting strategy. You know, they know they're facing Evans, so they don't want to keep Alex out there, maybe try to steal game 3. But Ian Michael in his pitching debut last week, 27 ERA, 12 whip. So not a great showing.
But, I mean, this is only Ian Michael's second series that he's pitched in, and so, you know, it can take players some time to get accumulated to pitching in the AWA.
Ian was a pitcher in
hey, that was a good
high
pitch.
School. Yeah.
Ground ball fouled off, 2-1. Here to Evan Clugston. That's fouled off. Just high there. Full count.
Might be one of these times when you might have to bring out that ephus. Kind of elicit some swings. Oh.
Goes around. Wow, Evan Clugston strikes out. Jason Morehouse says he goes around, and you know, I think we need to get a stat on Jason Morehouse out there, because I think every time a player checks his swing, he always says they go around. I've only seen him say no a few times.
Yeah, he's only said no to Zane Phillips, I believe.
That's crazy. Wow. Hits the zone. Alex Ballard. Strike 1 and goes around there for strike 2.
I know Alex really wants to get some hits here, and that's probably why he's swinging a bit. Can't hit a deer unless you swing.
Ball 1-1-2. Not a Ballard. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts here for Ian Michael.
Never mind, 62 on the gun.
62, so Ballard gets bailed out by the speed check.
And that's kind of what bit Ian last week. He had a couple good pitches last week, and unfortunately were called back via the speed check. But it'll remain 1-2. Ooh.
Hits the outside part of the zone, and it doesn't matter. Alex Ballard strikes out, so as we just said, Ian Michael back-to-back strikeouts. Started off here in the bottom of the first, 2 away.
Zane Phillips stepping in now.
Looks at a nasty strike there from Michael. Goes around there. 0-2 to Zane Phillips.
Never mind, no pitch, 61.
Never mind, we're going to have to be watching the speed here for Ian Michael. He's already been speed checked twice so far on the first. That is ripped out to center, way out of here, Zane Phillips. A solo shot gives the Cyclones a 1-run lead here in the bottom of the first. Zane Phillips, that's the first home run that we've seen so far in this series. Comes at the best time for the Cyclones, giving them an early lead here in game 2.
Just like that. Zane Phillips got 4 home runs on the year in 2024. That'll put him tied for second with Alex Harden, his teammate.
2-1 is the count here to Salou Fatty. That was nice. It was nice to see a home run. I mean,
yeah.
we haven't seen one all series, so it was nice. Nice to see that.
And just kind of like how we've been seeing with the weather here early on, we don't expect to see too many home runs early on in the season. Right around late May, June, and hey, maybe when this weekend, maybe going into next week with the weather getting into the 70s, we might see some more dingers here at AWA Field.
Hits the zone. Is there a speed check? No. Strike 3. Salou Fatty strikes out, looking for out number 3. Yeah, 3. So no 1-run scores for the Cyclones here in the top of the first inning. They lead it 1-0 as we go to the top of the second.
Curtis will lead it off. Hits that foul down the line hard.
Strike one.
Oof.
It's his own strike two. 0-2, Chad Curtis. Ground ball. That's a fair ball. Evan Clugston makes the tough play almost as throw was just offline over to Salute Fatty. And
you know,
Chad Curtis reaches on the infield single.
That would have been a for sure hit. I don't know why Chad wasn't hustling down the line. You noticed that a couple times in the past where Chad kind of jogs down the line, but you got to really beat that out. It's a hit 10 out of 10 times unless you're jogging down the line.
Swing and a miss there from Alex Harden for strike one. 0-1 the count. That's low for ball one.
1-1 count. Yeah, I agree. He did not go. Gotta make sure our umps dialed in on those check swings. The good news for the Wolfpack is they do have a hit already in today's game, courtesy of Chad Curtis.
3-1. Ball four there to Alex Harden, and the Wolfpack now have runners on first and second.
We got a little giggle.
If that is played live on I'm not gonna be happy. I know if you do it at the wrong time, it's probably gonna just make you like, oh my word.
Strike one to Ian Michael on that drop. 1-1.
Like if you just do it after every walk that I have pitching, I'm gonna be like, all right, Shane.
Popped up into the air. Evan Clugston makes the grab for out number one. One away.
That's tough for Ian Michael there. Good pitch to swing out. Unfortunately, just pops it right up to Evan Clugston. But now the most clutch hitter in Wolfpack recent history, Jace Pratt. Hopefully he comes true on my name for him.
I love that. I love that. 0-1. Jace Pratt is due here. He's due for a hit.
I don't know what it is today with the rain stop now, but these balls just look like they're whizzing in faster than normal. That pitch right in at 60, just the perfect speed.
That was gross. 1-2 here to Jace Pratt. Knuckleball high and inside evens the count here to Pratt at 2-2. And the riser is inside. So full count now to Pratt. Runners on first and second, one away. Wolfpack down just a run here in the top of the second inning. Slider is outside, and Pratt does well to work a walk, and it's now bases loaded for the Wolfpack. Chad Curtis is going to step up to the plate, had a single in his last at-bat.
Salute over at first base saying he ain't like that. See if that motivates Chad Curtis here to help his team out.
Looks at ball one.
Oof.
Goes around. I don't know what he was swinging at there. That's tough.
Looked like a swing.
Gives Evan a gift. 1-1.
It's like he was decided to swing before that ball was out of the hand.
And it just looks at a nasty drop. 1-2 here to Curtis.
Evan's smiling a little bit after that pitch.
Swing and a miss. And Chad Curtis strikes out on the nasty drop pitch from Evan Clugston. So 2 away in the top of the second. And Alex Harden will step up to the plate. And as the Wolfpack, I mean, you got bases loaded here. You just don't want to give this opportunity up and not at least score 1 run.
They said 2.
Alex Harden gonna have to do anything he can to try to knock in a run or maybe even work a walk.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, just so many times tonight we've seen this Wolfpack squad have opportunities to put some runs up on the board, and they just haven't been able to do it, aside from in extras last game when Evan Clugston was walking a lot of guys.
And shockingly, that was not a speed check.
0-1.
I think they're coming in hot.
Definitely look a little faster tonight. I will say that.
Oof.
Wow. What a pitch. 1 and 2. I just nicked the bottom part of the zone. Slider just barely misses. So Harden works a 2-2 count.
It's one of those pitches that it's not a good pitch to hit, and you're just praying as the batter it doesn't hit the back stop somehow.
I've been in that situation. I've been in that situation.
Every team looking on their calendars when they have to face Evan Clugston and the Cyclones, knowing that their average might take a hit.
And that's high to Harden. So full count now to Alex Harden. Bases loaded, 2 away. Wolfpack down a run. Outside ball 4. Great at bat from Alex Harden. Working a walk, and the Wolfpack, they get a run up on the board, and they tie this game here in the top of the second.
It's funny, that's sound effects that everyone's hearing now in the stadium. Normally it's just on the live, so those sounds are played, but only for the live. A lot of players are starting to hear some of these weird sound effects we've been playing.
It's gonna It's gonna be something that you have to get used to as a player, that's for sure.
It's a tough pitch right there for Ian Michael.
2-1. Low and in the dirt. 3 balls, 1 strike to Ian Michael. Wolfpack looking to take the lead here in the second.
We could look back at this at-bat later on in this game, as this is the most important at-bat in this game too, potentially the series.
Ball 4, great job from Ian Michael working the walk, and that's back-to-back walks with the bases loaded for the Wolfpack. And it's now 2-1. Wolfpack take the lead here in the second of game 2. Jace Pratt will step in. Pratt still looking for that first hit here in the series. Ground ball over to Zane Phillips at third. He bobbles it and tags out Alex Harden for out number 3. But the Wolfpack, they score 2 runs in the top of the second, and they take the lead. We go to the bottom of the second inning here in game number 2.
Jeremy Langstead will lead it off. Ian Michael still on the mound looking to continue this momentum. Only 1 run scored in his last inning. His best inning by far.
Starks Langstead off at strike 1.
I haven't seen too much movement out of Ian Michael's pitches so far. Some sliders and some fastballs.
That's just kind of how the Wolfpack pitch. They like to, you know, work with the fastball. Ground ball is foul. Does not get past the bunt line, so Jeremy Langstead is going to come on back.
What?
2-2.
Yeah. Ian saying he almost slipped there. Unfortunately, that did happen to him last week when there was a play home. He stepped on the ball, which is going to happen to go in the not top plays of the week.
We've all been there. We've all been there. Yeah. 2-2. Nicks the zone, strike 3 as he's able to freeze Jeremy Langsted for out number 1. Wow. What a pitch from Ian Michael.
And that's huge for Ian Michael. That first out is always the toughest out of the inning. I was a little surprised that Wolfpack went right back to the number 1 overall pick instead of Jace Pratt, who fared pretty well last year. But so far, it's been the right decision.
On 1 here to Evan Cluxton and goes around there for strike 2. 0-2. Ian Michael's been looking great so far in this ball game for the Wolfpack and really showing, hey, you know what, Alex? I can really be the number 2 pitcher for this team. 2-2. Popped up into the air. It stays. Going to stay in the yard. Jace Pratt can't make the grab, and Evan Cluxton rounds first. Going to hold up there. That's tough for Jace Pratt and the Wolfpack, as it should have been out number 2, but instead, Cyclones going to get a runner on here for Alex Ballard.
Unfortunately, that's just how it goes for this Wolfpack team. Leads the league by a long shot in errors in field. One inning last week, they had 5 errors in a single inning, a AWA record.
Ballard goes around. Ball and a strike. Now to Ballard.
You got to respect it from Alex. He's definitely trying to get on via a hit. He hasn't really got any good pitches to take one deep just yet.
That's just high. 3 balls, 1 strike to Alex Ballard. Hits the middle part of the zone for strike 2. Full count to Alex Ballard. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Wolfpack with a 1-run lead. Hits the zone. Oh, and it's a speed check. Unfortunate there for Ian Michael.
That ball did not look fast.
Alex Ballard's going to get another opportunity. It's not going to matter as Ian Michael comes right back, hits the zone, and strikes out Alex Ballard for out number 2.
Zane Phillips fixing the backstop there for Ian Michael. Zane with his 4th home run of the 2024 season in his last at-bat. Hitting .458. Very respectable early on in the year.
1-0. Big swing and a miss there. Strike 1. Ball and 2 strikes to Zane Phillips. Ground ball down the third base side, and there's just not going to be a play for the Wolfpack as Zane Phillips will get an infield single there. So runners on first and second for the Cyclones. Salou Fatty will step up to the plate.
Salou still looking for his first hit in 2024.
We're going to cut him some slack, though. So it's only been his first series. It's only second game so far. 1-1.
Definitely seen some worse debuts.
2 balls, 1 strike. And that's outside for ball 3. Just high for ball 4. So Salou Fatty, he walks. And the bases are loaded for the Cyclones. Jeremy Langsted to the plate.
Ian Michael now at 42 pitches, tied with Evan. Evan has 42 total pitches as well. Jeremy Langstead had a bit of a quiet day up to this point.
Hits the zone, strike one. And hits the bottom part of the zone for strike two. 0-2 to Langstead.
Jeremy not loving those pitches.
Swing and a miss, strike three as Ian Michael sits down Jeremy Langstead to end the inning. The Wolfpack, they still lead it 2-1 as we go to the top of the third here in game two.
Down to 5.
Evan Clugston sitting at 42 total pitches, 21 strikes, 21 balls. We'll lead it off to Chad Curtis. 316 average on the year. Here's Evan Clugston. Nice swing right there from Chad Curtis. Right over the top, though, of that sinker. 0-2.
0-2 to Chad Curtis. And, you know, Chad Curtis, he does have a single here tonight, but he's swung at some tough pitches.
He's definitely been giving Evans best stuff all night.
1-2. Swing and a miss there as Evan Clugston gets Chad Curtis to chase for out number one. So one away here in the top of the third. Cyclones trying to just get back to the plate and start hitting down a run. But the Wolfpack, they're trying to tie this series up here in game two. Ian Michael has pitched well so far for the Wolfpack. Harden looks at strike one. Inside for ball one. 1-1 to Harden. Big swing and a miss there. 1-2.
Ooh, that was close.
2 balls, 2 strikes is the count to Harden. Nobody on and 1 out in the inning. Hits the zone, strike 3 as Harden is just frozen by that drop ball. That thing is nasty.
It's even when you are able to diagnose it, know it's that sinker, it's thrown so fast, you don't have enough time to react and get it in play.
I mean, the drop pitches might be the most difficult pitch to hit in this league. It is certainly my least favorite pitch.
Well, that's good to know for the scouting report.
No, never mind. I love it. Just kidding. Keep throwing it to me. 2-0. Ian Michael as that's inside for ball 3, 3 balls, no strikes, and I just remember we're playing you on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
so that's why you wanted to be in the booth.
No, I definitely have. I think I've seen that from you quite a bit. Sinkers, a lot of film.
Ball 4, Ian Michael, great job working the walk.
And Jace Pratt, dare I say, the most clutch hitter in recent AWA Wolfpack history.
You keep trying to push this narrative, and I appreciate it. I like it.
At some point, it's going to come true.
We'll see if Pratt can just take one out and give the Wolfpack some insurance runs. That'd be amazing. Ground ball right back to Evan Clugston. He bobbles it. Nobody's at first. Chase Pratt. I don't know what was he doing. I don't know what he was doing there either, but it worked out. Regardless, I think Pratt was just trying not to maybe slip and fall over there at first. It's really slippery out tonight. Been really wet. As Alex Hart is yelling at Jace Pratt, saying, "Great job, way to get down that line." So,
he
hey.
really took off down that first base line.
Yeah, Regardless, it worked out.
Yeah.
1-0.
Hey. Oof.
It's the zone. Chad Curtis.
It's a tough pitch.
Gonna get an opportunity to drive in a run and just add to this lead.
Just low.
Off. Swing and a miss on the slider. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Starting to come down a bit here with the rain.
And that's inside for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Chad Curtis. Runners at the corners, 2 away in the top of the third. Wolfpack have a 1-run lead, trying to add on and give themselves some insurance runs to tie this series up.
Chad Curtis' biggest improvement we've seen year over year is just being able to work pitches and counts. Last year he had a lot of quick at-bats. This year he's been working a lot of his counts to full.
Pitch here to Chad Curtis. Does well to hold off. Great at-bat there from Chad Curtis, working a walk, and the bases are loaded for the Wolfpack in the top of the third. Back to the top of the order with Alex Harden we go.
Alex Harden, RBI machine in his career. Has career 210 RBIs. One of the few batters over, a career 210 RBIs. Yeah, one of the few batters over 200.
Round ball, foul. 1-1, the count now to Harden, and I'm telling you, the Wolfpack would just love to get some additional runs here. A 1-run lead is never safe in the AWA. We'll see if Alex Harden can deliver. That's over the head of Zane Phillips. He goes back and makes the grab for out number 3, so a great play there from Zane Phillips ends the inning. No run score for the Wolfpack in the top of the third. They lead it 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the third inning here in game 2.
Ian Michael trying to close out and get his first career pitching win, but that'll be tough, especially with the rain coming down, as you can see right there. Starting to pick up once again. Throws a sinker low for his first pitch.
And that pitch is low as well. 2-0 the count to Evan Clugston. Cyclones just down a run here in the top of the third. And with Evan Clugston looking at a nice 3-0 count.
Got to respect the 3-0 swing.
The rain is falling hard right now in the bottom of the third inning, and we've seen this here so far in this series. When the rain is falling, these pitchers have really been struggling to grip the wiffle ball and throw strikes. And we just saw it there as Ian Michael walks the first batter he sees, but comes right back and throws the strikes to Alex Ballard.
It's tough for the Wolfpack because they, you know, Evan Clugston was able to, as that's a speed check, Evan Clugston was able to pitch that last inning without any rain. And then right again, when the Wolfpack are up pitching, the rain starts picking up again.
And that's just unfortunate environmental conditions. You can't do anything about it. Does go around, and Alex Ballard strikes out for the first out in the bottom of the third inning.
And Zane Phillips, who would be the winning run, who's had the hottest bat in this Cyclones lineup, steps in. 2 for 2 in game 2 with a home run and a single.
Yep, Zane Phillips responsible for the only Cyclones run here in this game. As that's behind him. So a ball and a strike now to Phillips.
They do have a towel out there on the mound, but I feel like it's gotten pretty wet as the game's gone on.
Ground ball, that's fair down the third base side. This might be no, it's not going to be extra bases as St. Phillips. 3 for 3 day for him.
I don't know why the Wolfpack do this. Alex Harden instructs his team to just play so far off the line, but on those righty hitters, you got to know. You got to hug that line. Alex Harden was so far away, it looked like he was playing second base on that play.
I mean, you'd hope that he plays a little bit closer right now. I mean, you know, ground ball to third base, you're going to have an opportunity to get the lead runner a force out at third. So you would hope that maybe Alex Harden might play in a little bit. But he looks like he's going to continue to stay back. And maybe there's a method to his madness. I don't know. We'll see. As there's a 2-1 count now to Salute Fatty. 3-1.
Hit a dinger, Salute. Oh.
That's ball. Hey,
that's ball 4.
That's ball 4.
That's ball 4. It was last one was ball 4.
Yeah.
So Salute Fatty walks.
Maybe next time if both the pitcher
bases
and
are now loaded here.
If pitcher and batter don't know the count, maybe we'll just keep those at bats going.
Yeah. And everything that they do just doesn't count.
Yeah. Just see how long we can get away with it.
Yeah. Do you know, they would look back.
Sorry, guys.
So
that was
fast.
actually a walk.
What? Are you kidding me? Swing and a miss from Jeremy Langstead.
Oof.
That hits the zone for strike 2, 0-2 the count.
Ian's either been 100% on or 100% off in these at-bats.
Hits the zone, strike 3, a 3-pitch strikeout to Jeremy Langstead. And there's now 2 away in the bottom of the 3rd inning. This is crazy. Bases are loaded for the Cyclones. Wolfpack with 2 outs. What is going to give? Are the Wolfpack going to be able to shut this down and close it out, or are the Cyclones going to tie it up? Evan Clugston fouls that one off. 61, so a no pitch, 0-0 the count. That's low. Goes around there, so a ball and a strike to Evan Clugston. And that's inside.
Ian Michael throwing some heat late in this game. He's throwing 68 total pitches.
Bases are loaded for the Cyclones. The tying run is just 45 feet away over there at third. The winning run at second. That's outside to Evan Clugston, 3-1 the count. Evan Clugston swings and misses, so it's now a full count, bases loaded, tying run at third. The pitch from Ian Michael. Outside, and that brings in the tying run, so the Cyclones now tie it up here 2-2 in the bottom of the 3rd. And the Cyclones are going to get an opportunity here to win this game. The winning run in Zane Phillips just 45 feet away. Alex Ballard steps up to the plate. He's 0 for 3 tonight. 3 Ks in the ballgame, 3 strikeouts.
Ian Michael kind of working these quick pitches, trying to get the hitters a little bit off timing-wise.
2-0. That's Alex Ballard. That's a foul ball. 2-1. And if you're Ian Michael, you just gotta pound that zone. Just say, hey, I'm gonna make you beat us by getting a hit. I don't want to walk you. 3-1 to Alex Ballard. Outside ball 4, and the Central Cyclones win game number 2 on a walk-off walk, and they take the series win here against the Western Wolfpack, 2-0. Final score of game 2, 3-2. Cyclones win it. We will be back with game number 3 momentarily. Tough way to lose a ball game for the Wolfpack. We'll be back shortly.
Morgan.
Yo, that's crazy.
Jack.
Chance Justice.
Probably Cluxton.
Chance Justice. Chance. I still gotta go Barrett. I'm still gonna say Barrett. That'd be Grant Newman probably.
It's your brother, honestly.
Mark.
Brock.
Brock Playhouse. Brock.
Yeah.
Josh Gradwell.
Who could not date my daughter? Zach Geloff.
Trey Cluxton. Probably Brock.
I'd let everybody date my daughter because they're all fine young gentlemen.
Me.
Or the Bruins game. Just yell out. Whoa!
They're up. Morehouse. 4-1.
4-1?
Yeah. 4-1, 9 minutes and 10 seconds left in the third.
And here we go, getting ready to start. It's wired. Getting ready to start game number 3 in this marathon game. This might set the record for longest game. It's already 7:36 p.m. here. We're getting ready. Alex Harden will lead it off.
You should have said that first. Yeah, lost to the Panthers. Yeah, 4-3. That's why even being the Maple Leafs is a big deal for you.
Good to see you.
And here we go. Evan Clugston will lead it off.
I pay attention to the bell. Yeah, I played it. What got me was there was an ESPN documentary with the Red Wings against the Avalanche. It was like a fight where like everyone got suspended. I watched that thing. Who? It was. Did you hear? Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. You can do it. Robert Kraft, the sign for that. I didn't know. I didn't know it was a major.
Oh, and here we go. First pitch of game 3. Two balls to Evan Clugston here, game 3. Cyclones have already taken the series, but Evan Clugston will not be able to pitch in game number 3. Swinging there, 3-1. Fouls that back. Alex Harden has worked a full count, and this rain is not quitting. I think it's getting worse as the game goes on. Alex looks a little sad out there in his hoodie. There's that rain.
Full count to Evan Clugston. That's inside for ball 4.
I'm hoping this game we get some good pitching from both sides. Hopefully we get out of here before 8, but it's not how this series has lined up thus far.
That hits the zone to Alex Ballard for strike 1, 0-1 the count.
1-1. And this is quickly taking the record for worst playing conditions we've had in 2024.
It's messed up too, because I think last series I was like, we've had pretty good weather so far, and of course. Ball 4 there to Alex Ballard, and it's back-to-back walks for Alex Harden starting it off here in the top of the first. Runners on first and second for the Cyclones. Yeah, you know, something that I've noticed with Alex Harden is he's pitched very well here tonight so far, but when the rain starts to fall, that's when he's just can't locate his pitches as well. So we really hope this rain starts to clear up soon.
Agreed.
Fouled off, and Zane Phillips, I'm telling you, he has just been a force to be reckoned with at the plate this season.
Yeah, that Cyclones, obviously, you know, they got good pitching with Evan Clugston, but the hitting is what's kind of faltered them in the past. They had Dominic DeMuro that 1 year, and of course they won a World Series with the combination of Evan Clugston and Dominic DeMuro.
Yeah, I don't know how he allowed that to happen.
Really don't know either. It's a super team. Top 2 players by WAR. Let's just combine them and see what happens.
Well, we figured it out. It's called a World Series.
Yeah.
Full count to Zane Phillips. And that's fouled back.
Zane Phillips was a rookie last year, and actually the enforcers made a push to sign him due to the, you know, competitive hitting balances. He ended up on the Cyclones. He had a good rookie year by all means, but enforcers kind of tried to stash him away, act like he wasn't that good of a prospect. Then we said, hey, we're going to put him on the appeal. Well, look at the replay here, actually. We want to... Yeah, I don't know if the ump was looking.
I don't know if we had if the umpire had a
but he does go upon the replay.
Goes around. That's tough. But hey, replay.
That's why we got the replay.
Strike one and.
Hey, what were you doing, Morehouse? What were you doing out there? Okay, all right. That's respect. That's a respectful response. Okay, all right. Why does he always have just such a good comeback?
He is a good
2-1 count.
2-1 to Salou. Salou's still trying to find that hit magic he had. Last year he had a 1-pitch, 1-swing home run against Jake Oliver. I think Brock Blales told him to throw him a lob. But
You might think I have LASIK with this eye.
What did he say?
Ooh.
Hey, that's foul tip.
Yeah, you good?
Fouled into the zone, full count. Strike 3 is that one just absolutely froze. Salou Fatty. Out number 2, 2 away.
He's Salou's just yelling at the ump.
I'm retired.
Jason Morehouse used to play on the Cyclones, and that's probably why he gives the Cyclones such a bad time.
Oh, 1.
Hits him on the back of the head. There's a image of Jason there talking smack to Jeremy. Swinging up top. I don't know what's going through his head right now.
The league is just better with Jason Morehouse in it. As the umpire. Just a better league.
It really is. Holding all the players in
Definitely
check.
makes me laugh when I'm out there all the time, that's for sure. Popped up into the air. Chad Curtis makes the grab for out number 3. No run score for the Cyclones in the top of the first. We remain tied 0-0 as we go to the bottom of the first inning.
about to get so mad at us.
Hey, what way you going down? Yeah.
And Zane Phillips will step in. His first time pitching since last week. He's got a 3 ERA. And he pitched very well last year. He's got a career 4.08 ERA, 63 hits, 70 walks to 32 Ks. So he does get some batters on base. Not much of a prolific strikeout pitcher, but he gets the job done. Anything 4 ERA range is definitely good in the AWA with his strict speed limit.
Hey,
Alex Harden is up.
Well, you know, I'm happy Zane Phillips is pitching because I've been calling for it all season long. He's only pitched 1 game so far, so it's nice to see him out here again. I thought he pitched very well as a rookie, and excited to see how he throws here in 2024. He's already been such a force at the plate. See if he can continue to be a force on the mound.
It was tough. His last outing in 2023 was Game 7 of the World Series. Just couldn't get it done, but very solid #2 guy all year.
Ground ball over to Jeremy Langston. This is going to be a tough play. Flips on over to Zane Phillips, and the call on the field is out. Great job there from Jeremy Langston and Zane Phillips to get the out, 1 away.
Yeah, got him.
Yep, that's correct.
Going back to this Wolfpack team, they really just don't hustle down the line.
Great job by our umpire out there, Jason Morehouse, making the call from across the field. You know, not sure if I was the umpire, if I'd play out there.
Oh,
it's the bat. There we go. Wow.
Puts his head down.
The rookie, Ian Michael, he's gonna have to learn to get that bat down here in the AWA. We've seen it too many times. Ball hitting the bat like that for a foul ball. 1-2.
Hits him in the back.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Ian Michael as the rain just continues to fall here at AWA Field. That's ripped high up into the air. It's going to stay in the yard. Jeremy Langston makes the grab for out #2, 2 away.
And these are, you know, it's not easy anyways to catch some fly balls here on the field, but with the rain coming down, it's even harder. You just think those hands are dry either.
You just got to hope when you're going to catch that fly ball that a raindrop doesn't hit you right in the eye.
Yeah.
That would suck.
Might have to use some stickum out there. Use some NFL receiver gloves over it first.
1-0 here to Jace Pratt.
Oof.
That hits the inside part of the zone for a strike. Outside for ball 2, 2-1. Three balls, 1 strike down to Pratt.
Oof.
Fouled off, and that was
Good
Chase
pitch.
Pratt's pitch to hit.
He's more of a 3rd inning type of guy. Bottom of the 3rd, everyone on, 2 outs, down by 1 run.
The most recent, most clutch Wolfpack hitter
in AWA history.
In AWA history. Yeah, there we go. Okay, there we go. Full count here to Jace Pratt. Bases empty, 2 away.
Ooh, slipped on the mound there. And that mound's gotten better over the years, definitely with the mound and the gravel in the front, but used to be just a mud pile out there, especially on games like this. So, but he's got cleats on and he's still slipping out there on the gravel, so not ideal.
Hey, you know, shout out to Tom Blayhouse, the chief of field maintenance. You know, doing well, making sure that that mound isn't as muddy as it used to be anymore.
Player safety.
3 balls, no strikes here to Chad Curtis. Outside ball 4, so 4-pitch walk to Chad Curtis. Now there's now runners on 1st and 2nd for the Wolfpack.
Alex Harden's got the hoodie on. See if he can help his team out here and himself on the mound. He's got a runner in scoring position in the form of Jace Pratt. Ball in the gap should score the runner. Don't know if the Wolfpack will be trying to score. Oof, sounded pretty loud.
It's Harden 1-1.
I don't know what it is. Every time Zane throws it, just looks like he's kind of slipping on the mound. Maybe I'm just seeing things.
Maybe a little bit, but that also might just be his
delivery.
Yeah, his
funky
delivery, yeah. Hey, you know, whatever works, right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Indeed.
2-2. Low in the dirt, full count here to Alex Harden. Inside ball 4, and that is 3 straight walks here for Zane Phillips in the bottom of the first inning. Loads the bases up here for Ian Michael.
Big spot here for Ian Michael. A little bit of a rough go here in this series facing Evan Clugston. Now Zane Phillips popped up in his last at-bat here in Game 3. This is a big spot, tie game 0-0. 2 outs, bases loaded.
Pitch here from Zane Phillips is low and in the dirt. Ball 1. Slider just breaks too late, 2-0. And a quick 3-0 now to Ian Michael. Ball 4, that'll walk in the first run of the ball game. Wolfpack are out to a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first.
Ian Michael drying off that bat, handed it over to Jace Pratt. Got a little system going on here. Hopefully they can keep it moving. 1 run like we saw in Game 2 is certainly not enough to get the dub.
Wait, Jace Pratt? You mean the most recent, most clutch player in AWA history for the Wolfpack? Jace Pratt? Is that the Jace Pratt you're talking about?
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
0-1.
Well, you know. Oh. Hopefully one of these at-bats he'll prove me right. His average has gone up since last time I said it, up to about 30 points. Won't tell you what it currently is, but
2-2 is the count.
Small steps, baby.
So we all know who your favorite player is on the field right now. 2-2, or 1-2. You have 1-2.
Yeah.
1-2.
1-2.
I had it wrong. Yeah, it's 1-2. Yeah, that's what I meant. It's 2-2. Yeah, that's what we meant.
You know there's 2 strikes.
Yeah. Strike 3 is Chase Pratt strikes out to end the inning. But the Wolfpack, they get 1 run here in the bottom of the first inning. They lead it 1-0 as we go to the top of the second inning.
Evan Clugston, Duke University.
Jackson Carr, I'm him.
Zane Phillips,
Evan
Smalley Terrace High
Clugston will
School.
lead it off.
Alex Ballard, Kings Elementary.
Back up to
Jeremy
300 on the year
Sherwood.
after
Salute
going
Fati,
over in his
West
first few
Appalachian
series.
State, Junior Community College.
And that's spiked into the dirt to Evan Clugston, so a ball and a strike is the count. Foul back.
These ball supplies are depleting as the game goes on. We lost about 3 in 1 at bat to Ian Michael over the house.
Yeah, and I don't think he ever went back
No,
there
he didn't.
and found the balls.
Check like on that side, there was like a million of them.
Got him, strike 3 on a nasty pitch. Hit the top of the zone for the first out.
Oh, no, that's
Does not go. Ball 1.
2-0 here to Alex Ballard. Ground ball is foul. Does not get past the bunt line out there. And
surprising that Alex just didn't pick it up before it had a chance, because he was hustling to first, didn't have a chance to throw it anyways.
Yeah, as long as you pick up the ball while it's inside the bunt zone, it doesn't matter. It's considered a foul ball. So yeah, I'm surprised as well.
Oof.
That hits Ballard.
It's got to be 3 at least.
Oh, 3-1, sorry.
3-1 to Alex Ballard. Fouls that one off. Full count. Now to Ballard, nobody on, 1 out. Low for ball 4, so Alex Ballard works a walk. Runner on first now for Zane Phillips. Two balls, no strikes now to Zane Phillips. He's 0 for 1 so far in this game with the strikeout. Had a 3-hit game, though, in Game 2. A home run and a couple of singles. Helped propel the Cyclones to a 3-2 win. He walks there, so there's now runners on first and second for the Cyclones.
Alex Harden running into trouble here early. It's kind of what we've seen in his pitching performances. Is just, can he finish these games? Salu's definitely not been an easy out. He's walked quite a bit here today.
Strike 1 there to Salou Fatty.
Ooh, right off the face.
I'm not leaning, bruh. Chill.
2-1. Oof.
Big swing and a miss there from Salou.
I think I felt the breeze up here.
Yeah, me too.
Dude, it wasn't going to hit the square, though. Alright, we'll give it a... I'm sorry.
And that's low for ball 4. So Salou Fatty walks, and the bases are loaded for the Cyclones here in the top of the second inning. Jeremy Lankstead coming up to the plate.
Alex Harden's not happy with Salou after that bat, assuming that he's leaning in a bit, like Jose Tabata with Max Scherzer's perfect game, but don't know if that was going to hit.
It's a great reference. Oh. That's hit out to Chad Curtis. He slips and falls out there, so Alex Ballard's going to come in to score. Man. Zane Phillips will score as well, so a costly slip and fall there for Chad Curtis as it results in 2 runs for the Cyclones. They now take a 2-1 lead in the top of the second inning. Really unfortunate for Chad Curtis in the Western Wolfpack.
That ball looks like he just came in a little too close, and all of a sudden he was too far in. He had to adjust, and his leg just came right out underneath him. Super unfortunate for the Wolfpack.
That's disappointing. And then now you have Jeremy Lankstead and Salou Fatty, who also moved up another 45 feet, and they're at second and third. And so Evan Clugston has 2 RBI opportunities with a couple of runners in scoring position.
Evan DHing in this game after pitching games 1 and 2.
Three balls, 1 strike.
Adjusting the zone here.
Big swing and a miss there from Evan Clugston. That's full count.
It's full count. I mean, if he wants to just strike out and sit on the bench, I mean, he can go ahead and do that.
ball 4. So bases are loaded again here for the Cyclones. They have this nice 2-1 lead in the top of the second. Would love to add on more. Alex Ballard will step in. And I mean, if you're the Wolfpack, you just want to salvage at least just one game from this series, not get swept, because getting swept is just difficult.
Difficult to overcome in a season. You know, Wolfpack are trying to get out of that wild card game. Every team will make the playoff, but the wild card game is only a 3-game series. Anything can happen.
1-1, way outside for ball 2, and yeah, you know, it's just with the Wolfpack. You know, they did get swept in their first series of the season, and they're facing a sweep here in this game number 3. It's still earlier in the game. They do have a couple of opportunities to come back, be hitting here in the second, and then they'll have an opportunity in the third. But you got to think, geez, you know, got to try to get out of this jam here. Bases loaded, and Alex Ballard will walk. So a run comes in for the Cyclones. They now lead at 3-1 here in the second. And there might be a decision for the Wolfpack to make. I mean, if you're Alex Harden out there on the mound, do you maybe think, hey, you know, if I let in another run, does he maybe think to go to Ian Michael and maybe see if he throws him in there? I mean, Harden has been having some command issues here in this inning.
And he's already thrown 120 in game 1. He's already up to 63. So that's 183 pitches. Just for any arm, you know, accuracy will go down. Then you mix in the rain.
That's a 4-pitch walk to Zane Phillips. So it's now 4-1 Cyclones. And yeah, I don't know. I think if I'm Alex Harden out there, you know, Alex Harden has been such a good pitcher in the AWA his whole entire career, but you know, maybe it wouldn't be the worst thing to get Ian Michael in there, give him some more reps.
I think he heard you there. Tried to kill us.
Yeah. The ball's just sailing on him and spiking on him, and it's just not going well for him right now out there. It's way high. 3-0 to salute Fatty. That's a 4-pitch walk. So Fatty will walk, and it's now 5-1 Cyclones.
There's a 6-run cap in the second. All comes back to that error by Chad Curtis. Unfortunately slipped.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate.
Would have been the second out of the inning.
Yeah.
Instead, we're here.
0-2 to Jeremy Langstead as that whizzes right by his ear for ball 1. That's low.
Alex Harden kind of working the quick pitch a little more.
Popped up into the air. Ian Michael goes back and makes the grab for out number 2. 2 away now in the inning.
Alex Ballard holds at third base. For a second, I thought he was going to think about going, but Ian Michael was pretty attentive to the runner on third. This should be the last batter of the inning regardless. If a run scores, that'd be a 6-run cap. If it's an out, it'd end the inning.
Ball 1 here to Evan Cluxton. Ball 2 inside. Cluxton holds off there for 3-0. Spiked into the dirt, but Evan Cluxton does a nice courtesy 3-0 swing, and that's way outside for ball 4. So that'll walk in the 6th and final run here in the top of the second inning. That's going to end the inning as we reach the mercy limit here in the top of the second. Cyclones lead at 6-1 as we go to the bottom of the second inning.
I'm not even kidding. That guy's stance blocked like the whole fucking time. Like he can't throw a fucking strike.
Chad Curtis will lead it off. Wolfpack find themselves down 5 runs here in the bottom of a second of a bit of a marathon game here.
And that's high to Chad Curtis, 2-0.
Off the foot.
Strike one. Hits the top part of the zone for strike two. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Chad Curtis. Big swing and a miss for strike 3. Chad Curtis is down on strikes. 1 away now in the bottom of the second inning. And Alex Harden is going to step up to the plate. That's high to Alex Harden. So 2-0 here now to Harden.
Alex Harden talked to us about Slew's batting stance there. Had some pitches that probably were going to be strikes, but he was hugging the inside. Oh, maybe he was kind of hugging the inside there, like kind of showing us maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, you know, hey, Wolfpack, they need base runners. They're down 5 runs here in the bottom of the second inning. Ian Michael looks at ball 1. So this game is not out of reach for this Wolfpack team. They do want to try to salvage at least 1 game in this series. And taking 2 sweet, getting swept twice in just 3 series to start the season just wouldn't be very fun for this Wolfpack team. You know, they have already tied their win total from last season at 2 games this year, but they definitely want to continue to add on to that. Ball 4 way behind Ian Michael. So runners on first and second now for the Wolfpack. Popped up into the air. Zane Phillips comes on and makes the grab. Out number 2, 2 away. And that'll bring up Chad Curtis for the Wolfpack.
It's funny, it's the score 6-1. Both teams have yet recorded a hit. It's maybe the ugliest no-hitter I've seen in quite a while.
Well, you know what they say about the announcer's curse.
Yeah, man. Please, hits.
3-0 to Chad Curtis. That's going to be a fair ball to Zane Phillips. He throws on over to Jeremy Langston at first and gets the out on Chad Curtis to end the inning. No run score for the Wolfpack here in the bottom of the second inning. Cyclones, they still lead at 6-1. We'll go to the final inning here in game number 3.
Ian Michael, the pitching sub, late in the game. He's got his ERA all the way down to a 9.82 after coming in at a 27 ERA. So he's definitely starting to figure it out for the first overall pick of this year's draft. He's got to come in and help have some relief for Alex Harden, who just wasn't getting the ball over the plate very well. A little annoyed with the field conditions.
Popped up into the air. Alex Harden makes the grab for out number 1 away. And yeah, we had mentioned it last inning. I mean, Alex Harden, he was really struggling with some command problems trying to hit the zone and just continuously was walking batters last inning. And we were wondering, hey, will he go to Ian Michael to maybe close this game down? And that's exactly what Alex Harden does here in this inning. And Ian Michael faces 1 batter and is retired 1, so hopefully he'll be able to stop the bleeding here. Goes around, so Zane Phillips will be 2-1 count.
It's funny, Alex Harden coming all the way over there after Chad slipped and fell last time.
That's ball 4. Salute Fatty stepping up to the plate. St. Phillips walks, so he'll be on first over there. And that's fouled off. Strike 1. That is ripped out to right center. Gone. Salute Fatty with a 2-run home run extends this Cyclones lead 8-1 here in the top of the 3rd.
But Ian Michael's just throwing some lobs, not really respecting Salute, just kind of seeing what he's had so far, and that was just a lob right over the heart of the plate. Just closed his eyes and swung. That ball was over the fence.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised Ian Michael was just lobbing him in there to Salute. I don't know if maybe they had a deal out there in the field or something while they were on base talking to each other or whatever, but
oof.
Oh, and thankfully everybody's okay there at first. It's very slippery out there, so.
It looks like Ian Michael's going with a nice old lob tactic here. But then once again, look where Alex Harden's lined up. Who is on the third base line? That's correct, single.
Jeremy Langsted thought he would be awarded second, but it just hit the house. It did not go past the house.
This side of the field, it's just wide open. It looks like he's starting to shade over.
1-1 to Evan Clugston. Inside, ball 2.
Once again, another ball dilemma here.
Well, there's at least 3 up on the roof that I can see right now.
Yeah, well, there's 2 behind the chimney, 2 on this thing right here.
Oh, is there 2 behind the chimney?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So there's at least 4 on the roof there.
Wow, I didn't know there was 2 behind the chimney.
One on top of the shed where the third light is.
Is there one? There is.
It's a million.
Wow, I didn't even see that one.
That'll be a walk for Evan Clugston.
Unreal.
They're trying to figure out what the best pitching strategy is here, because when he lobs it, there's a dinger, but when he, tries to throw some strikes, he's not having command. It's kind of a lose-lose situation here for Ian Michael. Right after getting his ERA down below 10, he's back up to 10.5.
Ball 1 to Alex Ballard. Ground ball over to Alex Harden. He bobbles it, and everybody is safe. That's just an unfortunate error there for Alex Harden in the Wolfpack, and bases are now loaded. This inning is just going to continue for the Cyclones, who have a nice 7-run lead here in the final inning, and this sweep is looking inevitable at this point. One and one the count. Inside, ball 2. It's 2-1 to Zane Phillips. Bases are loaded, 1 away. Ian Michael definitely looked very good in game number 2, although the Wolfpack, they lost that game. Final score 3-2. That's high. It's 3-1 out of Zane Phillips. Popped up into the air. Yeah, foul. Full count. Ball 4 down and inside to Zane Phillips. And it's now 9-1. Cyclones lead it.
And this series is turning from bad to worse for the Wolfpack. Definitely not the series they hoped they had, especially with some of their star players out today. I think the goal was to at least get 1 win. No one really expected them to win this series, but to lose the second game that close, and then the third game is just not even.
They definitely had their opportunities in games 1 and 2 of this series. Oh, wow.
Kill the fans over there.
Jeez, salute. Crown ball. It's the fans over there. My goodness. Be careful. 1 and 2. But we had mentioned earlier in the broadcast about how important, as Salute Fatty strikes out there for out number 2, about how important Zach Inouye and Thomas Blehouse would be in this series, not having them be in this series for the Wolfpack, and it's shown to be incredibly important. I mean, what Zach Inouye and Thomas Blehouse provide on offense is so big for this Wolfpack squad. Not having them has just really been difficult for this Wolfpack team, as they have struggled to put runs up on the board in this series.
Once again, Jace Pratt, this whole defensive lineup, Jace was just playing very far away from first base, had no play at that foul ball. It's 0-2 count now. See if Ian can get him out of this nightmare inning.
Again, Cyclones lead at 9-1 here in the top of the 3rd inning. We're here in Game 3. Cyclones with a 2-0 series lead, looking to sweep the Wolfpack here in this Game 3. Langsted holds off. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Jeremy Langsted goes around on the drop for out number 3. But the Cyclones, they add some runs on. They now lead at 9-1 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning.
We need runners. I think it's me, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's only 8:17, dude.
We got some time here. Alex Harden will step in. He said, what's another 3 hours? Hey, may as well try to make this comeback worth it.
2-0 now to Harden.
Oof. Nasty inside pitch right there.
That's high. 3-1 to Harden. Ball 4. So Alex Harden works a walk on the bottom of the 3rd, and Wolfpack just need runners. They just need base runners if they want to have a chance to complete this comeback. Ian Michael's going to step up to the plate facing Zane Phillips. Inside.
I'd say already a great start.
This is exactly what you needed.
You know?
Trying to come back from 8 runs.
Say Ian's got a interesting footstep there. It's kind of like a little slide rather than a step.
Ball 4. So 4-pitch walk to Ian Michael, and there's runners on 1st and 2nd now for the Wolfpack. And this is exactly what they wanted to start it off, trying to make this 8-run comeback. Jace Pratt will step in.
I know it's tough for Zane Phillips, who's kind of, that whole inning was just sitting on the bench. We're getting a couple hits in there, but hasn't pitched in probably over 25 minutes. It's tough to come out here, especially with this cold, wet weather. Arm's probably not feeling great.
Yeah, definitely coming in cold to this inning. 2-1. That's way high to Pratt, so Pratt looking at a 3-1 count. Way outside, ball 4. So the bases are now loaded for the Wolfpack in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
They're certainly making this interesting.
And that's exactly what they wanted. Bases loaded, nobody out for Chad Curtis.
Look around here. Alex Ballard could come in, kind of switch it up, but they probably won't test that until don't know what Ian Michael's doing. He's has a lead on 2nd right now. Could technically turn around and just chuck it at him.
Yeah, they could try to make a play on Ian Michael, as that's ball 4. It's not going to matter. So that'll walk in a run. And the Wolfpack, they put a run up on the board. 9-2, now the score.
And this Wolfpack team desperately wants the longest series record. They're on pace right now.
What was the longest series? Do we have that? Do we have that stat?
It's about 2 hours and 50 total of stream time. We're about 2:33 right now. And ball 4, they walk in another run.
Chris Langston.
9-3 now the score. Wolfpack get another run up on the board, and it would be great if this Wolfpack team could just put on the exclamation point and get a grand slam. And Michael looks at a strike. Popped up into the air in fair territory, and Zane Phillips makes the grab for out number 1, one away.
And Michael tried the little dance around the pitcher tactic there. Unfortunately didn't work. Be the first out of the inning. 9-3.
Chase Pratt to the plate. Big swing and a miss there for strike 1.
This Wolfpack team still looking for the first hit of game 3. This has not been a pretty offensive showing for the Wolfpack thus far.
Low and outside, 2-1 out of Pratt, bases loaded. Wolfpack down 6. Goes around, 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Pratt. And this would be quite the comeback if the Wolfpack could come back from an 8-run deficit heading into this inning. They've already got back 2, and Pratt strikes out there. Out number 2, 2 away now in the inning. And the Wolfpack are now down to their final out. Chad Curtis will step in. First pitch
like
ball.
Zane Phillips is kind of getting into these pitches here big.
That's low for ball 3.
And I think, the Wolfpack, they don't have a hit yet, but they really haven't needed to because the pitches that they're getting out on are just bad pitches. They just can sit here and take 4-pitch walks like Chad Curtis just did there.
So the Wolfpack are going to get another run. It's now 9-4, and Alex Harden is going to step up to the plate.
The tying run on deck.
Tying run will be on deck. That's crazy. Especially in a game where it just seems like it's been so lopsided in the Cyclones' favor.
Yeah.
Zane Phillips just been having some issues hitting the zone in this inning. As he connects there, he heard me and decided to throw a strike.
We'll see. This Wolfpack, their strategy so far has just been don't swing.
Right down the middle for strike 2, and Alex Harden definitely wishes he had that one back.
Zane feeling a little fancy there with the submarine.
2-2 to Harden. Wolfpack down to their final out, down 5 runs here in the bottom of the 3rd. Inside for ball 3, full count now to Alex Harden. Ball 4, and that walks in another run, so it's now 9-5, and that's going to bring the tying run up to the plate in Ian Michael.
So anyone who can hit a home run, it's Ian Michael. Had his first career home run last week. It was a wall scraper, but counts just the same. Right in the club, 65.
This would be quite the moment for Michael as that's popped up into the air. Salute Fatty coming on, but Zane Phillips calls him off and makes the grab, and the Central Cyclones have done it. They have completed the sweep against the Western Wolfpack, and they win this game number 3, final score of 9-5. That's going to do it for us here at AWA Field. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching Central Cyclones versus Western Wolfpack. The Central Cyclones complete the 3-game sweep here against the Wolfpack. And we are going to be back Wednesday night for some more wiffle ball action. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we hope everybody has a great night.